Imagine every day after work, you hang out with somebody. You take the train as soon as work finishes at 5 p.m. You go to Stanway Street and you smoke shisha with them. You talk, you have fun, and you go back home excited to do it the next day. At first, it's fun. You have an interesting conversation with somebody, you eat at your favorite restaurant, and you have a good time after work. It rewards you after a long day of Excel sheets, data deduplication, and just grinding. As the days become weeks and the weeks become months, you keep doing this routine over and over again. Slowly but surely, you start feeling like something isn't right. You notice you barely spend any time with yourself. You're not really doing the things you actually want to do, and each day is passing by you. July becomes August, August becomes October, October becomes the new year, and you're still in the same lounge at the same location, doing the same thing, and eventually having the same conversation. That was my life in the last 2 years. Post college, one of my biggest fears was that I wasn't going to have any friends, and that my social life of abundance that I cultivated throughout freshman sophomore year was all going to come to an end. I honestly couldn't have been more wrong because within a month after graduation, I was hanging out with new people every single day. I'd go to the mall in New Jersey, I'd go out on Stanway Street in Queens, I would take car rides with people who I just met. I just had fun. I just had a lot of fun. Like imagine somebody picking you up and you know you're going to your favorite dream mall and that you're going to just spend all day playing golf and other activities. And you just know it's going to be a good time. That was the life I thought I wanted. And for a while it was. I met so many new people in New York City, had a lot of fun, and just didn't have to think about things. Even when I went home and had to look at my dysfunctional family and my apartment, it was quickly blotted out in my mind by the next plan. Even when I was home and about to go to sleep, I always had a plan the next day. Whether it was to go to the gym and work out with somebody who I haven't seen in a while, or it was to go to a new borough and just check out a place I never saw before, there was always something to keep my mind going. And this worked until it really didn't. Because when I was 22 and out of college, life was fun. I just had to get a job, just had to do my hours at the job. I could go to the gym, record a YouTube video, and not think about it too much. And I'm sure you can relate. It's nice to have a schedule where you don't have to think about it that much. But as time passed on, I had to eventually ask myself this simple but brutal question: what am I doing? And I think a really good moment that encapsulates this is a few months ago. It was Saturday, 6 p.m. Finished being productive for the day, right? Like I read my book, made my video, worked out, read my Quran, and I was bored. I was in the living room by myself, no longer entertained by the video game playthrough I was watching, and I was trying to figure out what's next. I don't know what to do. And then the temptation to smoke shisha comes. It's my man cave. It is a place where nobody bothers me. I can smoke my favorite tropical fruit flavor and nobody will ever bother me. The performance ends. I don't have to self improve. I don't have to make another video. I don't have to work out. I can just be unapologetically me in a place where other people are also being unapologetically themselves. That temptation hits. But then I remember the 3 other Saturdays. Each Saturday, I decided to go to the lounge. Each time I decided to escape my boredom by trying to smoke it away, I regretted it. The bill would come and be $50, $60. About 10% of my overall money that I had in my bank account. Money that I couldn't always afford to spend every single night. And by the time that fourth Saturday was there, the boredom was hitting extremely hard. I was in my living room, losing my mind, not knowing how the rest of my weekend would go. And there and then, I had a choice. I either go to the lounge for the fourth time, I try to do the same thing, hoping for a different outcome, or I choose differently. My ego didn't want it, but after sitting with myself, I knew I didn't want to be in Astoria, regretting another $60 bill over shisha that didn't taste that good anyways. I reluctantly decide to choose a different path. The path of boredom. The path of sitting in my room, not knowing what I was going to do because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And those 10 minutes were agonizing. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to distract myself with porn, wanted to distract myself with another video, wanted to distract myself by not having to think about the silence that beholden me. Yet, when I chose to stay patient with this, a brilliant video comes in my YouTube video, or comes up in my YouTube feed. The guy recommends, what is a book that your 10-year-old self would read? At first, I have no clue. I don't really read. I haven't read in ages. Don't really know what to do. But then you remember that book that your friend got you the one time you visited a library last year. July 2025, right before you go to Egypt, you go to your library. Your friend tells you he will buy you any book that you wish. And you look around, not having a clue about what to do, until you find that one book that resonates with your soul. The rest of the night, I read Liquid by Mariam Rahman, and I finished the book in one sitting. If I had gone to the shisha lounge, I would have not known what I missed out on. Instead, I read a book that filled my soul with delight, and I was there with my coffee, just sitting in my bed with the lights turned on. This is an example of what it is like to live life intentionally. This is an example when you stop chasing dopamine fun that doesn't even really fulfill you because you cannot sit within the confinements of your presence. This is an example of what happens when you choose differently, even though it's painful at first. And the reason I make this video is because for years after college, I constantly was chasing dopamine. I didn't want to be by myself. I wanted to always have fun. And I was just there for a moment. I wasn't there for a long time. I was there for a good time. And it was a good time until it wasn't. And at this point in my life, I would rather much be alone and spend time with myself than to hang out and be with people who you know deep down aren't taking you to where you want to go. Because every time you say yes to that hangout that isn't aligned, every time you say yes to something you don't really want to do and you're just people pleasing the other person, that is saying no to your future self. It is saying no to the person you could become. It is saying no to the growth you could experience because you don't want to face discomfort. And yeah, that discomfort of not knowing what to do when the silence hits is terrifying. But the reward that can come after is so much more fulfilling than the cheap dopamine fit of the shisha, of the party that you don't really like, of going to a concert that you didn't even really want to go to, but you just wanted to make your friend happy, so you went. Trust me, live that life and have fun. But after a while, you'll just realize it's not worth it. You'll feel it in your heart, you'll feel it in your gut, you'll feel it in your mind, you will feel it in your soul. And the more you ignore that voice, the louder and louder it gets until you can't drown it out. And whether by choice or whether by force, life will make you face it. And then, and only then, will you realize how much time you have wasted in the pursuit of a facade, in the pursuit of people who didn't really care about you when times got hard, in pursuit of dopamine that you knew wouldn't last outside the first hit, in pursuit of things that you knew if you just took some time to think about, you might not have gone, you might not have done it. Because if you don't plan, you plan to fail. If you enjoyed this video, please comment down below. Don't like and don't subscribe. Only do that if you really enjoyed what you actually see. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video.